So when you look at track athletes, you're going to notice there's going to be two phases inside the run. So the first is going to be acceleration phase. That's where they're going to be a lot more horizontal to the ground. And then there's going to be a top end phase. That's where they're going to be more vertical in comparison to the track or the ground that they're running on. So when it comes to march progression, we're going to teach you how to be in that top end position. So how to have an upright torso, get that knee up to hip height, and focus on those running mechanics. That's what we're going to be focusing on for the first couple of weeks in SAQ is just sprint mechanics. It's the same exact concept when you're doing weightlifting. Doesn't matter how much you can squat. If your squat mechanics are crap, it's the exact same thing. Doesn't matter how you run or how fast you run if your speed mechanics are crap. Because the reason why is you may be a fast runner, but at the end of the day, if you have crappy speed mechanics, more prone to injury, can't get out of a cut as fast. So if we focus on those speed mechanics more, then we can start to focus on top end speed more, get out of the hole quickly whenever you're trying to change direction inside your sport and different things like that. And you're less prone to an injury for that sport. So that's why we're going to focus on some of the mechanics of how you're doing it. So today we're going to focus on how to stay upright and vertical. So the first thing is going to be your march progression. So what you're going to do is just going to be standing in place somewhere. Now what you're going to do is you're going to bring one leg up to hip height and your opposite arm is going to swing up with it. So up, up, just transitioning back and forth on there. As you're doing so, what I want you to focus on is that knee or that toe flexing up to the knee when you go, and that knee is going up to hip heights on there. And the other thing I want you to focus on is your arm swing. So you want to go back and forth with it. You don't want to go cross body. You want to have a slight 90-degree angle in there and just going from pocket to nose on there for that. So going back here, just march progression, marching in place on there. Now, once you have a comfortable rhythm and you got it down, what you're going to do is you're going to march in place for about 5 to 10 seconds. After 5 to 10 seconds, you're going to progress forward, try to push underneath the hips and let that march propel you forward on there. Something you're going to notice whenever you're doing any type of speed is a braking step. So whenever you're running, this is a braking step if it strikes in front of you. So anytime we're doing it, we always want to strike underneath the hips because that's what's going to propel you forward. So same exact thing, going to start in place, march in place, try and strike underneath the hips. Once you found a rhythm, party there for 5 to 10 seconds, and then march forward, try and strike underneath the hips, knee up to hip height, get that arm swing in. The march, now we're going to transition into a skip progression. So what you're going to do is you're going to march in place. And as you're marching in place, you're in transition into a skip. And once you've found a comfortable rhythm, you're going to skip forward on there. Same exact concept. Still trying to strike underneath the hips, try and get that arm swing in there and find a good rhythm for that. A skip is where you jump off one leg, land on that leg, then go to the other, jump off that leg, land, go to the other. A bound is where you're jumping from one leg to the next. So that's going to be different from a skip. So when you think of skipping, think of what you've done all your life when you were a kid growing up. So again, march in place. After you found a rhythm, skip in place. Do this for 5 or so seconds. Skip forward, going about 10, 15 yards on there. Same thing with the march progression, 10 to 15 yards for the march progression.